Hi, I'm Jerry Wise, a therapist from Family Tree Counseling in Carmel, Indiana, just north of Indianapolis. And I'd like to present a video today on adult children of alcoholics, life rules, don't talk, don't think, don't feel. So what is an adult child of an alcoholic? An ACOA is an adult who has grown up in a home in which either one or both parents were alcoholic, and as a result of growing up in that family, they learned dysfunctional rules of not to talk, don't think, and don't feel. And this creates problems for us as adults, affecting our marriages, parenting, work, in all kinds of ways. And besides just having the risk of substance abuse from growing up in an alcoholic home, often marriages have intimacy problems, communication problems, conflicts over sex and money, reactivity, anger, codependency, a lack of self-esteem, and also a very low sense of self-differentiation. So, and I think one of the main things about growing up in an alcoholic home, the ACOA does not know what is normal. And they're always looking for, well, what's normal? What should be normal love? What should be normal life? And with those three rules, it really messes with life success, productivity, efficiency, finding love and intimacy. So let me talk about the first rule, the don't talk rule that we learned growing up in an alcoholic home. The don't talk rule causes the communication problems that we have as adults. We learn not to communicate directly. We tend to communicate more negatively and not positively. We often have lots of reactivity with our communication, and we swing sometimes from withdrawal to anger. And that causes communication problems in marriage and parenting, at work. So ACOAs have a lot of struggles with life many times. Let me talk about the second rule, which is entitled the Don't Think rule. This is the rule in which we tend to tolerate way too much because we haven't learned to think through things very well. We didn't get to think through things as kids. We tolerate a lot of game playing by other people because we don't think it through as we should. We have lots of confusion and mixed messages that we get from other people and don't know how to sort those out very well. We can have bad or crazy things happen to us, and those crazy things can be happening, but we're not able to evaluate them very well or clearly, and we often don't address them or even reason them out completely. The don't think rule creates us not thinking through actions of others, and certainly not the consequences that result from that. For example, when we were growing up in an alcoholic home, Dad came home, he was drunk, yelled, complained unreasonably about everything, and withdrew from the family. And the kids are left confused and not sure what to make of all this. And they couldn't talk to Mom about it. They couldn't talk to Dad about it. Nobody could really reason with them about what was going on. So not being able to think is pretty important. We learn to ignore this and to stuff it and not use our logic or reasoning when there were problems. We also learned that we just didn't know what normal was. Because we came to see what was abnormal is what normal was when we were growing up. So now that the ACOA has grown up and is married, we now have problems where, let's say, the ACOA wife has a husband who wants to talk and visit old girlfriends. We're confused about that, frustrated, and we believe it should be addressed, but we find that as ACOAs, people behave around us very badly, and we just keep things inside of us and don't process them very well, and we tend to accept far too much craziness in our life as a result of growing up with the don't think rule. Let me talk about the don't feel rule. Often for men and women who are ACOAs, they end up with what we call frozen feelings. We are just not supposed to think growing up. Because when you're going through the problems of alcoholic homes, there's lots of chaos, lots of problems going on in the home, and we're just not supposed to be aware of feelings. Because who's going to accept them? Who's going to process them? And we stopped feeling long ago. We may get mad, feel hurt, feel depressed. Also, most of our feelings we do have are negative, like jealousy, abandonment, those kinds of problems. And we often don't express very many positive feelings. I ask the ACOA, what are your feelings right now? And often I get the answer, I don't know. And that's a common answer for an adult child of an alcoholic. When Dad was drunk or high or whatever, and there was chaos and tension, we learned to stuff those feelings and shut off those painful feelings. But when we shut off painful feelings, we often shut off almost all feelings. And then we become frozen and have frozen feelings. We have to relearn to feel again and to become aware of what's going on inside of us again. So, what does recovery involve? Relearning to feel, relearning to talk, relearning to think. Using therapy, we learn to reparent that inner child that had a bad childhood, who suffered through growing up in an alcoholic home. We have to rebuild our self-esteem, rebuild self-differentiation that never really we didn't gain growing up as kids. And we need to learn to trust again. We lost trust when we were children, and we felt hurt and had lots of painful relationships as adults. Most ACOAs do. And we learn to shift from external things to internal things as ACOAs in their recovery. Shifting from career, having the perfect spouse, getting money, having the perfect body, trying to be perfect or win approval from others. Those are all external things. The ACOA has trouble refocusing and dealing with internal things and the inner life of feeling, self-awareness, trust, joy, peace of mind, letting go of anger and jealousy and fear of abandonment. If you grew up in an alcoholic home and have realized your life's not working as well as it should, I hope you'll give me a call at 317-919-6264. I'd like you to join our YouTube channel, Family Tree Counseling channel, for all of our videos. I want to thank you for joining me today, and have a great day. Hi, I'm Jerry Wise, therapist from Family Tree Counseling in Carmel, Indiana, just north of Indianapolis. And I'm lucky enough to be here in Long Beach, California. And I just wanted to let you know that you don't have to be in Long Beach or LA or Indianapolis. You can be anywhere where you've got internet access or online, and we can be of help to you counseling-wise. I'd like you to call me at 317-919-6264. And I appreciate you listening and watching all the videos, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.